Hello students, today we are going to discuss about Favorsky rearrangement. So it is a type of rearrangement in which the alpha haloketones are converted into corresponding carboxylic acids or carboxylic acid derivatives in presence of strong bases, or else we can say this is a base catalyzed reaction in which the transformation of alpha haloketones to the corresponding carboxylic acids or carboxylic acid derivatives will takes place. So I will write the definition here. So Favorsky rearrangement is the type of or the rearrangement of the alpha haloketones to the corresponding carboxylic acids or carboxylic acid derivatives in presence of strong base. So here we can take alkoxide, hydroxide or amines as bases. We can take alkoxide, that is RO minus, or else we can also take hydroxides, is OH minus, or else we can take amines as a basis here. First we will take one example. So that is C6H5CH2 CO CH2Cl, that is 1-chloro 3-phenyl propanol. So this is our alpha haloketone that will converted into respective carboxylic acids or carboxylic acid derivatives. So the formation of carboxylic acid derivatives or carboxylic acids, that is purely depending upon the type of the bases that we are choosing. So simply here I am taking hydroxide as a base. So in presence of this hydroxide, this compound will converted into respective carboxylic acid. So C6H5CH2, this is CH2, this is COH. So if we are going to take instead of hydroxide, if we are going to take the alkoxide, then what we will get? Then we will get the respective ester. So I am here taking the same example. So in presence of that alkoxide, what we will get? The respective ester. This is CH2 and here we have the ester. If we are using amine, then what we will get? Obviously we will get the respective amides. So once again same example, that is 1-chloro 3-phenyl propanol. So in presence of ammonia, this compound will converted into respective amide, that is C6H5CH2 CH2 CO NH2. Now we will see the mechanism for this Favorsky rearrangement. So mechanism. The mechanism for Favosky rearrangement involves mainly 4 steps. The first step is the abstraction of alpha proton from the compound. So first I will write the compound here, that is same example I am taking here for your convenience, that is C6H5CH2 CO, this is CH2 Cl. The first step is abstraction of proton from alpha position. But if you see here, we have the 2 alpha positions, that is alpha carbon or alpha proton is one, the which is attached to the carbonyl carbon directly. So here we have the 2 alpha carbon, so we can say this is as alpha and this one as alpha dash. So initially our, that is base, abstract the one of the proton, that is one of the protons from alpha dash position. So in alpha dash positions we have 2 protons, so one of the proton will get abstract by this nucleophile or from base. So here the loss of the ROH, that is alcohol, will take place, and that leads to the formation of enolate. Is C6H5, the loss of one proton has taken place here. So remaining we have the negative charge, so CO, CH2, Cl. Now see what happens. In second step, the carbanion will attach the alpha carbon, or else we can say alpha dash carbanion will attach the alpha carbon, and that will lead to the removal of chlorine atom. In second step, the removal of chlorine atom will takes place, and it leads to the formation of cyclopropane intermediate, C6H5, and this CH now form the bond with CH2, and these are commonly binded or bond with, have the bond with the ketone. So this is our intermediate, and the removal of, this is the type of intramolecular SN2 displacement of halogen. So this is the reaction is takes place, or the rearrangement is taken place that is within the same molecule. That's why it is a intramolecular SN2 displacement. Now in third step, once again the alkoxide will attach the carbonyl carbon. So when the alkoxide attacks the carbonyl carbon, the bond between the carbon and oxygen, that is one of the pi bonds, will break here, and the electrons are moving towards the oxygen. So intermediate compound we will get here, that is C6H5, and here CH, and this is CH2. Here we have carbon to this, that base has attacked, and here we have negative sign, that is carbanion we get now. So in this step, the ring opening will takes place, and the ring opening will takes place in such a manner that it will leads to the formation of carbanion, which is more stable. Here for us 2 possibilities are there, so simply I will naming it as, see, this is first carbon, this is second and third carbon. So possibilities are there, the breaking of bond between C1 and C2 is there, and also the possibilities for C1 and C3 is there. First we have to check which compound or which intermediate carbanion is more stable. So normally we know that tertiary carbanion is more stable than secondary, and which is more stable than primary. So if the bond between C1 and C2 carbon will breaks, so we will get the primary carbanion. In the same place, if the bond between C1 and C3 breaks, then we will get the secondary carbanion. So obviously the bond between C1 and C3 will takes place here, and that leads to the formation of intermediate carbanion, that is C6H5, and here CH minus, that is secondary carbanion we get now, CH2, and in this side we have, so that is the mechanism somewhat like this, this pi bond will shift here, that is the moving of electrons will take place towards the carbon and they will form the pi bond, and the breaking of the bond between C1 and C3 will takes place. So that is simply we can write like this. So here what we have, COOR. And in final step, that is abstraction of proton will takes place here, and here this carbanion will attack the proton which are present in solvent. So the protonation of the final intermediate leads to the formation of respective compound. This is C6H5, this is CH2, CH2, COOR. So this is the final compound. The mechanism of Fabovsky rearrangement is very simple. It involves the four steps. In first step, the removal of alpha dash proton will take place, and that leads to the formation of enolate ion. And in second step, the alpha dash carbanion will attack the alpha carbon, and that leads to the removal of chlorine, and it will form the cyclopropane intermediate, and this step is the intramolecular SN2 displacement of halogen. And in third step, the cyclopropane intermediate undergoes the ring opening, that is here it will undergo the ring opening, and the ring opening will form a more stable carbanion. And in last step, that is the fourth step, the carbanion abstract a proton from the solvent to form corresponding carboxylic acid derivatives or carboxylic acid. Here we have taken alkoxide as a base, so obviously we will get the esters. Fabovsky rearrangement occurs both in cyclic and acyclic alpha haloketones. But in case of cyclic alpha haloketones, the rearrangement leads to the ring contraction. So simply I will take one example here, that is 2-chloro, this cyclohexanone. So this is our 2-chloro cyclohexanone. So first step we know that is removal of alpha dash proton. So here also we have the two alpha positions, this is alpha and this is alpha dash. So in presence of strong base, so I am here taking hydroxide as a base, and this hydroxide will abstract one of the proton from here, that is alpha dash proton, and the water molecule get eliminated in this step. So that will leads to the formation of enolate. So here we have the negative charge, and now the intramolecular, that is intramolecular rearrangement will takes place. Here the carbanion ion will attach the alpha carbon to which the halogen has attached. So as soon as the carbanion attacks this carbon, the removal of this chlorine will takes place, and that will leads to the formation of one more ring here. So that means two-membered ring here we will get. So this is the intermediate compound. So now in this step, once again hydroxide is going to attack the carbon, that is carbonyl carbon, and as a result the pi bond will break and the electrons will move towards the oxygen. So once again we will get the intermediate product here. So here OH has attacked and we have the negative charge on oxygen, and in this step the ring opening will takes place. So here we can open the ring in any ways because we will get the same structure. So once again the electrons will move towards the carbon and they will form the pi bond between oxygen and carbon, and that leads to the breaking of this bond. So we will write like this. This is our main ring, it is 5-membered ring, and here we have carbon, that is carboxylic group here. and once again we have a negative charge on this position. And the last step, that is the abstraction of protonium ion by the carbanion. So it will abstract the proton from solvent here once again. So what we will get as the end product, that is respective carboxylic acids. So initially we have 6-membered ring, and after rearrangement that 6-membered ring is contracted. The contraction of that 6-membered ring has occurred, and that leads to the formation of 5-membered ring. Here we have two possibilities, because the opening of ring will take place in any position. If the bond between this that is carbon C1 and C2 will take place, now we will get this product. If the bond between the C1 and C3 will take place, so we will get some different like intermediate. Since we have carboxylic group in this position and the negative charge is now in this carbon. So same step once again, it is abstraction of proton from the solvents that will leads to the formation of final product. So here we have this compound. The possibilities are about 50% and 50%, because we will get in both the cases same kind of, the stability of carbanion is same. So whether we may get that compound or this compound. And this Favetsky rearrangement is most useful for the preparation of branched chain aliphatic carboxylic acids. So what is the application? It is used for the preparation of branched chain aliphatic carboxylic acids or acid derivatives, and is also used for the preparation of amides. So these are the applications of Favetsky rearrangement. The first one, these are used for the preparation of branched chain aliphatic carboxylic acids, and the second one, the formation of amides.